We should not be punishing people for getting a higher education. It is time to hit the reset button.
Education is one of the hottest topics ahead of 2020. Education policy has been especially important under Betsy DeVos. As Secretary of Education, critics say conditions have worsened, especially for students of color and low-income students.
Together, we will find new ways in which we can positively transform education. It's day one for me, but it's simply the next day in this department's history to pursue its mission. Let's get started.
Meet a professor who studies disadvantaged students at elite colleges.
The privileged poor are lower-income undergraduates who have attended boarding, day, and preparatory high school. I don't believe that giving students vouchers to go to private school is social policy. I think that's abdicating responsibility. So the way in which the U.S. Department of Education is aligning itself with voucher systems and putting people into this kind of school choice mentality, I think that's abdicating responsibility for actually investing in public K-12 education. So they do a service for a select number of people, but we should not say that this then should be translated into social policy when that means you are abandoning the resources that one can put into public high schools or to public K-12 education as a whole. Access is not inclusion. That's one of the two big takeaways that I want people to grapple with as they read through this book. We focus so much on admitting students that we have not paid attention to what happens once they get on campus. The second part of that is we must question what we take for granted in both what students know and what they could afford. Education can put people on a trajectory of upward mobility, but education alone does not erase generations of exclusion, racism that we see in the housing market, that we see in the job market, that we see in the very DNA of this country. When you think about the lasting effects of redlining and blockbusting, the type of environments that people of color were able to get access to, but will it in and of itself create a level playing field? I'm not, if I may use Du Bois, hopeless, but I'm unhopeful. In the sense that I wouldn't be doing my job, I wouldn't be a professor if I didn't believe in the value of education, but to say that it's going to be a cure-all, I can't go that far. You are jailing people who are trying to get their kids in the schools where they actually have access to lighting in the hallways, which some of my students did not have when they were in elementary and middle school. They are trying to get their children into schools where they don't have guards posted outside because the fights are more common than exams. These people are trying to get basic things for their children. What gets me is these parents are buying spots at colleges and their kids are going to be good regardless of what school they go to. The mothers and fathers who are in prison now for using somebody else's address just so their child can have a fighting chance at making it to high school graduation to see if they can go to college shows the hypocrisy in America. We have the potential to actually do good. Will it be instantaneous and will it be easy? No, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that it will be, but will it be meaningful? Yes. The thing about inclusion for me is, it's not just a sense of belonging. It's not feeling that you are at a place. Inclusion is like being in that place, feeling like you belong, but feeling that you are entitled to all the rights and privileges of that place too. Taking ownership of the resources and the space. To me, inclusion is a higher goal than just fostering belonging. And the question is, can universities get on that bandwagon?